Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a really quick fact, statistic. So 72% of American households play video games. So that wasn't very interesting, but is anyone here part of that 72%, part of that demographic? Awesome. Okay, so that's the word there. Okay. So video games are like everywhere, right? You see them. We can't ignore them. They're like all over the place. They're like, we always see advertisements about them, and unfortunately, a lot of things that we hear about them in college, at least, we hear a lot of bad things about them. Like a lot of soccer moms like to point fingers at it, like, oh, it roots to bad violence or bad behavior, antisocial behavior. Well, I mean, I'm not much of a gamer myself, but I play enough games to know how it affects me as well as other people, or how it affects you guys as well. So, well, today I really want to talk about the good things that video games can teach you or it can do for you. So, like people have fun here, right? So, I mean, it satisfies a very basic need that we all have. So I'm going to talk about that. And also it teaches you some useful knowledge, like certain games will teach you useful knowledge, and it also promotes a lot of creative intelligence, and also it could also have some benefits towards society as well. So here, let me get started. So how do we get through the day? I mean, every one of us are always very busy, right? But at the end of the day, we always want to be entertained. We always need some excitement. Like excitement is actually a very basic psychological need that we all have. Like we all need to be entertained. Like humans have always been trying to find ways to entertain one another ever since the beginning of time. So, unfortunately, we're very busy people. Like I'm sure most of you guys are as well. So we don't really get time to do things that might excite us or might entertain us, like playing soccer or go play sports, whatever, right? Go running. So maybe that's why video games are like very popular these days, because it does this job. Like it gives you a temporary moment to feel excited, to feel entertained. It does its job very well. Like, it immerses you into like a scenario. It actively demands your participation in like a very exhilarating scenarios that you have to interact. You gotta interact with the world to earn some reward, to beat your goals, and I mean, like, just doing that on a couch, it really does make your day go smoother. It makes you more active, which is kind of ironic, right? So I mean, there are a lot of violent games. I mean, you don't have to play violent video games to feel entertained, to feel excited or anything. I mean, look at this game. I'm not sure you guys anyone play this game? Right, it's called Portal. And it's so simple. You shoot one portal, you shoot another portal, you get through this portal, you'll come out the other portal. And that's all you do. That's pretty much the entire game. And you solve puzzles, it's very fast paced. This one robot, it's called Gladys, trying to kill you. And you're just trying to like get to the end. It's very exciting to me. And also like racing games, how cool is that? Like you pick a cool car you want to drive and just go drifting off in the street. That's very exciting to me. You race with your friends, see who's faster. And look at this, Little Big Planet 2. I'm not sure you guys ever played this. Make your own little cute doll right here. And then you go play mini games with your friends. It's very exciting. It's actually it's a very exciting game to me. So games can be exciting, but it can also teach you a lot of useful knowledge. Also, it can kind of develop your creative intelligence. So I'm not sure you guys know what this game is. This game is called Sim City. This I think is one of the newest editions. It came out last year. So I mean, this game is very simple. You build a city, you figure out how to manage your city, you figure out how to develop your city. It's I mean, that's pretty much what you do. But you have a limited budget. It teaches you that like you have to pay taxes. I mean, you have to tax your citizens. You create zones for jobs. You create neighborhoods so people can live there, and you build schools, build fire stations. So like when I played this game back in '83, I didn't know what taxes were. So I go look up guides. Like, oh, cool. If I build parks or plant more trees, carbon dioxide emissions will be lowered. And it's like, oh, okay. So if I build more schools, then people will be more educated. So less crime rate. So I mean, it really teaches kids a lot of things. I mean, in creativity, creativity is very important to us. Like, it's spawning new ideas. Being able to spawn new ideas creates very powerful impacts in our society. And also let me tell you guys an article. So here's an article called, let's see here. There's an article called "Playing Video Games Society Creativity." It pretty much sums up a research done by Michigan State University. It was the leader was a psychology professor. Her name was Linda Jackson, and she had like 500 middle schoolers, and they all played video games. And she agreed that every single one of them developed some sort of creativity, like it touches their creative sensitivity. And right here, this game's called The Sims. Not sure you guys heard of it. One of the cool things you can do with this game, you can build houses. I mean, I've seen people create really awesome stuff with this game. Like, this looks pretty cool, right? You guys want to live here? No. Okay. Well, I mean, look at this. Like, look at these houses. Like, I would want to live here. There's some furniture, like, wow, it's better than my living room. And it's Minecraft. Well, I don't have a lot of time to talk about this. Pretty much, you play with Legos, and people build cities, house them up. Yeah, that looks nice. And like British ships, it's awesome. Like, okay, so video games can teach us things, and it promotes a lot of learning. So this is how it affects society in a way. So here's another article. It's called "Can Video Games Alter Society in a Good Way?" It's by Tom Chatfield. He wrote 5 books about the computer-dominated culture in our society. So what he said really caught my attention. Like, he says, playing perceives civilizations. It spans continents and generations. It's how we naturally learn the most basic of mechanical and social skills, and how, at its best, we can build a safe space for discovering more about ourselves. Now, what that means is playing games, or just playing anything in general, like playing football, like, we learn through playing things. Like, that's how we learn. We learn through having fun, through communicating with each other. So, really, I don't think video games create the most powerful impact that influences people to reach self-actualization. But what games teach us is that we can understand our limits better. We can understand ourselves better. Because it forces you to follow a certain set of rules, and at the end of the journey, you get rewards. So what happens is it encourages everyone to learn. So I'm gonna close this off real fast. So I talk about how games excite us, how it can teach us things that are very useful to us, and how it can benefit us, like, as a community. And so I want to close this off saying that play games, but try to monitor yourself, because you do anything too much excessively, you'll damage yourself. Okay, well, thank you.